Hey guys, good morning. Here we are this morning after an amazing weekend. Super excited for Cammie Barron just to see how the Lord has worked in their life, and cannot wait to see how He continues to do so. But just an awesome weekend that we've had together, and today we get to start our morning devotionals for this week. We're going to be in Psalm 75, and this is an interesting psalm because in this psalm we get to see the coming judgment. And when we see things like this, it should really cause us to kind of question, one, why is it that God is going to have us listening to the fact that there's judgment coming? What's the reason? What's the purpose behind that? As believers, we should have a different response than those who don't. So here we go. Verse 1 starts out, "We give thanks to you, O God. We give thanks that your wondrous works declare that your name is near. When I choose the proper time, I will judge rightly. The earth and all of its inhabitants are dissolved. I set up its pillars. I said to the boastful, do not deal boastfully, and to the wicked, do not lift up the horn. Do not lift up the horn on high, and do not speak with the stiff neck. For exaltation comes neither from the east, nor the west, nor the south, but God is the judge. And He puts down one and exalts another, for in the hand of the Lord there is a cup, and there is wine is red, and it is fully mixed, and He pours it out, and surely its dregs shall all the wicked of the earth drain and drink down." Okay, pretty powerful. Just the imagery that we get to see here of a coming judgment, the very clear understanding that God will someday come and judge in such a way that there will be those who are going to drink of this cup that are considered the pouring out of God's wrath, and then there's also those where He's going to choose to exalt, that He's going to choose to lift up, He's going to choose to take out of the way so they don't face this coming judgment. And it goes on, he says, "But I will declare forever, I will sing praises to the God of Jacob. All the horns of the wicked I will also cut off, but the horns of the righteous shall be exalted." All right, so this is great, because here's what we have. We've got this beautiful picture of the fact that God is going to judge righteously. And in the end of the day, as much as people may say, hey, this doesn't seem quite right, this doesn't seem fair, I think everyone will have to look at it in that day, and when all things are revealed, and say, God has done that which is righteous and that which is just. That should give us a tremendous amount of hope, even when today we see a lot of injustices. We see wickedness running rampant. We see all those sorts of things, that it should give us a measure of hope. What else should it do? It should get us excited. There's a day when the Lord is going to come, and we get to see that the righteous, those who have the righteousness of Christ, since none of us can have that on our own, are ultimately going to be exalted. I see that as the taking out of the way of that particular, of all the judgment. This would be the tribulation to come, that we would not see nor face that God in His righteous judgment will take the church out, so that we wouldn't face the judgments to come. And then at the end of and then those who are left will be responsible for their pride in their life, where they're continuously rejecting the Lord. So it should excite us that the Lord is going to come, the Lord is going to return, and that those who have the righteousness of Jesus Christ are going to be safe. What also should it do? It should make sure that we're ready. We should always be ready for the return of the Lord. This is going to be one of those things where we're going to make sure that we try to be holy. We try to have our lives live in such a way that it would be worthy of Christ. We know that we miss that mark all the time, but there's a constant striving that we might be worthy of Christ, remaining together in unity and faith and in service and in purpose. That should make sure that we are prepared and ready. And then what should it also do? It should get us out there. We do not want people to have to drink of the wine. It talks about even its dregs shall, all the wicked of the earth drain and drink down. That's just the nastiest part of whatever would have been created with wine. It's just going to be a disaster. I don't want those who I care about and those who I love to have that as a potential destination for them to be facing at all. And so therefore, I should be on alert. I should be like a watchman that's announcing and proclaiming that God is the only way, that righteousness can only come from Jesus Christ and him alone, that we might be able to gather as many people as possible to have that hope that's necessary in Jesus Christ. So we read something like this. These are hard things to read. They really are. But we do get to see that there is clearly God's righteous judgment, and we can always hold on to that fact. And we need to make sure that we are on the side of righteousness and exaltation rather than on the side of wickedness and being cut off. So I love you guys, and this is a fun one. I'm excited as we continue to go through the scripture of the book of Psalms together. There's just so many great topics, so many things we get to spend time in, but I want you to be excited today for what the Lord has. So love you guys. God bless you all. We'll see you tomorrow morning.